And in this video, we will go over Java primitive and non-primitive data types. I will show you when to use each one and walk through real examples you will actually see in the code. So first, let's delete all these. So the first question for data types is, or the first question to ask at all is, what exactly is a data type? In Java, also in other programming languages, a data type defines the kind or the size of a value a variable can hold. There are two major categories in Java, like the primitive types and the non-primitive types. The primitive types are, for example, numbers, booleans, characters, which store simple values, and the non-primitive types such as objects, arrays, and maybe more complex data. You will see it in the further course of this tutorial series. But let's start first with the primitive types. In the previous video, we declared the score variable with the data type integer, which we initialized with 100. And integers are basically whole numbers and can hold between this range of values. So if we say we want to initialize score with the maximum valid value, everything is fine. But if we increase by 1, so instead 7, let's say 8, this is out of the range, and the compiler will tell you, or the IDE will tell you, that the integer number is too large. So let's rewrite this and let me explain what to do in that case. If you need more higher values, then you will have to change the data types, which basically means that you will then reserve more space on your memory. So for you, that means take always the needed amount of data type for you, because reserving space on your memory means that you will reserve resources of your PC, which then decreases the performance of your computer. So let's go ahead and talk about more other data types. There is also the byte data type, which can hold between this range of values, or short value, which can hold between this range, long values, which can hold between this range. As you can see, it's more larger than the previous ones. If we go ahead, float numbers or data types can hold digits or decimal digits between 6 to 7. Doubles can hold between 15 to 16 decimal digits, and so on. There's also a Boolean value which can hold two values, in that case true or false. We can rewrite that, and let me show you the last one, or the last primitive data type, which is char value. And last but not least, the char values, or the characters. Chars can store values from the SCII, and that you can Google. Let's do it together. Let's say SCII, go to pictures, and let's have a look on one of those tables. As you can see, the decimal value 65 does represent the char value A, B, C, D. So you will have basically the alphabet in here between 65 and 90. And there are also other SC values you can have look, you can read from that table. You will need that one day, just that you understand that there is something called a CII. If you are already experienced programmer, you already know about that, and I just wanted to mention that for newbies. Let's close that. So that was the focus of the tutorial for this video. To wrap up everything, you should understand that every data types has a valid range of values. You have to choose as a beginner, or you have to understand there is something like called correct data type or the wrong data type. That's very important, because choosing the wrong data type will crash your application, or just reserve too much space on your computer, which will reduce your performance of your application. And real-time applications, that's very important, because you're doing basically very complex stuff, and if you do very, very complex stuff, and choosing the wrong one will just end up in disaster. You will have to experience that, believe me. You should be aware of these values. You will understand them. Don't try to memorize the ranges. You should only be aware of that there is some constraints in data types. That's very important. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you liked that. If you enjoyed also the tutorial, please leave a thumbs up, like the video, and subscribe. I would be happy, and I will share more tutorials for you. Thank you. Stay healthy and bye.